So if you want students to collaborate on Classkick, there's two different ways that you can do that that just require a little bit of adjusting. So the first way would be if you just wanted the kids to work on a single page together and you didn't mind if everybody saw everybody's work, you could just make the same page and then just duplicate it a whole bunch of times, and then when you go to assign it, you could create a new roster and have it called something like whole class. And what you could do here too is you could just manage your roster and then create a basic account probably. You probably could do portfolio as well if you wanted to, but just call it something like class. Now, you would want to make sure that this roster is locked so you don't get duplicates. So I'm going to go ahead and lock it. So then now, once I'm in this account, if I'm going to look at the work, so I would go ahead and let the kids have the roster code. So PBN VZW. And they would only put in the name class. And again, they would put in name class. Now, this is a way that students can actually collaborate and work together because they're actually seeing and are registered as only being one student. So even though there's two students online, they're on the same exact account. So if one of them does something, the other person can do the same thing or whatever they want. They also are both able to click on different features. Um, and it may take a second for the other one to update as far as if they're doing the fill in the blanks. But they are able to move like manipulatives and whatnot together. So the manipulatives will go really fast over. If there's any type of fill in the blank stuff, there is going to be a little bit of a lag. But they can, if they on this type of game, they could always create like a text box with their name. And then both students would be able to see it and would be able to move it around virtually in real time. Another thing that you might want to do, because in this case right here, students can actually see all of the work from everybody. And as you can see, it gets a little bit weird with the student view because it's hard for Classkick to, it's designed not for multiple people to be working on it at the same time, but you can. The other way is if you had an assignment that you wanted multiple students to work on, you could use like a Google Sheet or something like that and have students sign up for a group name or whatnot. So in here, and again, one of the important things is that you want to make sure that the rosters are locked so that students are able to actually access together. So for example, if I had this assignment and I wanted students to be able to work on it in groups, I could go ahead and assign a roster. And I'm going to just assign the roster that I have that's called groups. And let's say on this one, I've already arranged with students. So let's see, I'm going to go to view work and then make sure that I'm on groups. I can manage this roster. And I'm going to just create a list of group names. So some of the names that you might want to use, it's better if they are things that are easy to spell and that don't have spaces, because the login has to be exactly the same for the student to be able to access it. Okay. Again, you'll want to lock the roster to make sure that new accounts aren't created. And then students, just like before, would log in under that same name, but they would be able to work together on kind of like longer assignments that you don't want the whole class to be able to see everybody's work. So hopefully that's helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.